got a new skipper, Vossy.
Looks that way. Fairly inexperienced too. So no, obviously Boki coming in, filling the void, which is great. So the boys are obviously clearly pretty familiar. He's got a bit of experience in his pre-match addresses, so we should be good to go.
Was there ever any line of thought that it was, let's use this as a teaching process for someone else who's a future leader, or was it always going to be Travis?
Oh, not when you've got one of the most experienced leaders in the competition that are sitting there. He jumped at it, and it was really quite obvious. I mean, we'll obviously look at it as an opportunity to, and it is a genuine opportunity for when you've got senior players that are not there for others to step up. So we're always talking about next man in, and when they're not there, stepping up. So this is the moment for that.
What does it do to a team when their entire leadership group is missing from a game?
Well, I hope it. The first instinct is clearly there's it'd be disappointing they're not there. That's stating the obvious. What we really hope they look at it is a real chance to bring what they've got, a real belief in each other and what we've done over a pre-season and how we want to play, and we just have to concentrate on executing. So the emerging players that are coming up that we hope that can fill those particular roles in the future, we need them to step up.
What about on field? There's a dynamic change there.
Well, I mean, we're still unsure because it's there's a few not there. So, but all we hope is that they come out and they absolutely stick together. There's a firm commitment in the way we want to play, and we're all in. And that's what we expect from every single player that plays, whether that's players at the Magpies or whether that's players playing in the Power. So we expect a full commitment for them to play all together at once and make sure that we get our style up and going. And it wouldn't matter who we're playing, we'd expect the same.
So in terms of structure, obviously having good on-field leadership in the absence of runners and coaches, being able to have access to players, does no Jonas, no Wines, does it change the way you might set up and, who bosses who around, so to speak?
No, it doesn't. Because the reality is with the way the environment is that everyone's forced to communicate. Everyone's forced to give a bit of direction. It can't be left up to individuals to be able to get it done. But clearly, we'll need to, make sure that the 18 are all buying in and making sure they're all communicating with each other and staying connected.
You mentioned next man up. We know that Gordy's one of the men coming up. Are you at liberty to reveal any of the other men that might be coming up?
No, not yet. We can't probably disclose all of them, but there's obviously been a few in form, and I know we've talked in this forum before about likelies that could come in, but clearly we obviously need a few guys to come in and fill the void. And we've got some players that have been in really good form over a period of time, so that gives us confidence when they come in they can actually execute what we're after.
If Motlop is one of them,
Beg your pardon?
If Motlop is one of them, without giving it away if you can't, what have you seen from him to know that you'd be confident to pick him for a showdown?
Oh, he's in form, and so are most of our guys in the Magpies right now. So, guys like Billy Frampton have been in form for a long time. Whether you've got Farrell, Johnson, whether that's Brogsy that's been back. So we've had players that have been in playing Magpies and been playing in some really good form. So we have some pretty strong confidence that they'll get the job done for us.
What's Mott's done well?
Well, he needed to go back and get some touch to start off with. I think we were sitting here, 3 weeks ago, and wasn't touching the ball a hell of a lot. So for him to be able to go back and play in midfield, still get some exposure through half forward and get a heap of the ball, Motts does what Motts does. He's a class act, and when he's finding it, normally something happens. So, the great thing about it is we're bringing in experience.
And Kane Farrell wearing the Magpies Guernsey out there, what's he done in recent weeks?
Well, he's obviously his work rate's been fantastic. That's what he was acknowledged for, and that's why he was able to wear the jumper this week. So he obviously, given that and the timing of everything, that puts him in a pretty strong position.
How much of belief and confidence can someone like Motts take from 2 or 3 games in the sand? Can you quantify how much that can do to you mentally?
I think it was always just more a matter of time with him. I think it's not a question of whether you're building capability in someone to see whether they can come to the level. He's clearly at the level in what he does. So, he brings that excitement. He makes things happen when he touches the ball. So, once he could do that, it was always a question of when he was going to come back as opposed to if.
Is it just a matter of sort of reminding him? Is that what a Sandford stint does? It reminds him that he can be that player?
I wouldn't be 100% sure outside of the fact that what it does do is that when you go back and touch the ball, you feel a lot better about yourself. And when you're touching it, you're generally feeling pretty good. He's had a good look at that, and he comes in, so there's no problem from our end.
What part of Broadbent's game do you feel you need in the showdown?
Well, he's tough and hard and clean, and he brings experience. So that in itself, it picks itself, really.
Scotty Lassett on any sort of selection out this week?
Nope.
You mentioned Frampton. Are you happy with that ruck combo at the moment?
We're very happy with that ruck combo. When you look across our numbers and the impact it has on our team, we're pretty happy that we've got both of them in the team playing well. So our balance will always be how much each ruck is playing in what spot. And if Paddy's getting a good look on it, like what he was last week against Grundy, then he'll probably spend a little bit more time in the middle. And likewise, if Scotty's doing a good job, that's where he'll probably stay. So, it's always a balance between games. We don't come in with a set agenda. Ideally, we'd like Paddy more forward than what Scotty is, but the game often determines that.
Do you think Drew is ready to take Ollie's centre-bounce midfield minutes?
Again, I can say it with genuine confidence because I've seen it, and it wasn't that long ago that Ollie wasn't there, and Drew had to step up and fill those minutes. He did a great job early in the season, and it just means that he steps into that position.
Is it hard to keep showdown week the same? Keep it as any other week?
I must admit, it's the build-up is different, so you don't have to necessarily get the players up for it, but that's the only change. The week becomes normal, your preparation's normal, your planning is exactly the same. You hope you have the same attention to detail on every team that you play, but no doubt there's a different feel, and so you don't have to put a finger in the back of the players so much. They tend to lead themselves.
Is there a danger that they get too excited and too worked up in the middle of the week?
Oh, it could be, but for me, it's about building the excitement. I don't think you should ever shy away from it. I'm all about embracing, whether it's big games and big moments. You have to learn to play in them and play well in them. And this is an important game for our club. We don't have to state that. We don't have to throw that out to them. They understand it and the rivalry that exists. So we just go out and try and play and execute.
So on that, you got 4 young blokes, Rosie and Butters, and those guys who playing or about to play the first showdowns. You sort of tell them anything different this week, or just let them sort of attack it as they have every other week?
Well, again, because it gets spoken about a lot, I'm not privy necessarily to all the locker room chat, but I'm pretty sure the players are talking about it, and I'm sure they're asking questions about it, knowing those guys about what it's like. But I think all pre-season we've touched base on about our club and about our history and big moments, and I mean we've got Chad Corns as part of our coaching group, so there's step one for you. So the importance of it is obviously pretty big, and they'll get to understand it, and they'll certainly get the feel of it on the weekend.
Amon and Berto, they're okay?
Yeah, they're fine.
And Berto was with the recovery group at one point?
Yeah, just part of the management of the year.